Hello, friends and travelers. Thanks for listening. You are riding along on the Hostel Road Trip podcast. Our mission is to spread awareness of the true hosteling experience in the Americas and share stories from the fascinating hosts who create those unique facilities. I'm your host, Jimmy Black, joined alongside co-founder of International Travelers House, Bobby Dyer. Each session, we sit down with hostel operators or travel influencers to hear about their road to success, discuss trending hostel topics, and close with tips for travelers who are seeking to have the ultimate experience when visiting each destination. You can't afford to miss this trip. Now fasten your seatbelts and let's hit the road. All right, we're live, the Hostel Road Trip podcast. We're at the NAHA 2025 conference, having a little speed dating session where we'll have aspiring hostel owners, hostel managers coming in to join us for conversation. We've been regulated to the kids' room and small furniture, so we are currently just with myself, Jimmy Black, and co-host Bobby Dyer, also board member of NAHA. Welcome, Bob.
Yeah, great to be here today. A full room.
So yeah. So Bob, tell me a bit about the conference so far.
Yeah, it's been great to have over 100 hostels come together here in Playa del Carmen. And this is the first day, but we've been learning a lot. We thought the natural disaster talk was nice. It's amazing what you don't expect to happen could happen. So being prepared is definitely the key.
Yeah, you got to be prepared for anything, as we've heard from the previous panel. Wildfires are something of a scare for us in California. Thankfully, we've dodged the bullet on that. But to hear of the other incidences that people are going through, just crazy. Come on in! Welcome! Yeah! Get on here!
How you doing?
All right. What house are you from?
Where I'm sitting.
Whichever you want. Whichever you get. Yeah, guys. Okay. Yeah. Welcome.
How you doing, man? I like this one. The little kids street.
Yeah, it helps with our egos. We've got to come down to earth.
Honestly, I actually think it's perfect for hostel people because I think hostel is kind of like the idea of how to get your child
Bring the child in.
Yeah, child in, and not lose it, even though you're grown up.
All right.
I think it's kind of the idea.
Well, thank you for joining us. So, Yak Hostel. Tell us a bit about Yak Hostel.
Well, how it started, how it is, what it is. Or
how it started, what it's like, what the vibe, the experience.
How it started, it's pretty easy. I think everyone.
We got Joe Gilmore here. You're live with the Hostel Road Trip podcast. Have a seat at the kids' table. Bring out your inner child. But we're just talking to Yak Hostel. You'll be next. Stay online. We are live.
That's cool.
So please keep that.
No, I think the way I started is basically how I think most hostels start is you go and you travel around, and I actually bought a round the world ticket, and my first stop was Mexico, Playa del Carmen. And you go into a hostel and you say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. In my place it would be different, and things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we just said, hey, let's walk around and see what we find. And a few months later, we found ourselves that we are doing a hostel, and all my work around the world trip kind of said put on hold.
Okay.
So we said we're going to start with something. At that point we thought it was ridiculous. Like we thought we were going to build a place with $4,000. Like seriously, I don't know what I was thinking.
You're going to start somewhere.
But we took out all the money that we had for our trip and put it down in this place. We literally recycled whatever we could and ate I don't know how much less than $10 lunches? No, not $10, $5 lunches most. That's most what we could afford.
Yeah.
No, even no, 2.5. At that point, it was $2.5.
The things you can do with ramen.
Yeah, $2.5. That's what we were doing, and this is how we started. So we got really, really lucky because we did it right before high season. So first building we had that high season. 2 months later, we rented out the next building next door.
You grew into it.
We grew that. A year later, we rented out the other building next to it, and we ended up being the biggest hostel in Playa for a few years. And 3 years later, we started building our current hostel, which is the one in Bacalar. And then we grew on from there. But basically, it was super random, lucky, and really feeling fortunate about.
You followed your heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you find you focused on that allowed you to continue to grow, or what were you guys doing well that allowed you to grow?
When we started, the whole idea of hostel as a social vibe was just kicking in. Like I think most of the places. I remember when we were getting Playa del Carmen, getting a place with AC, a hostel with an AC was a new thing. It was like crazy, and having a hostel with activities, which what we brought in, we started taking places into like day tours, free day tour, and I don't know, food, and every day there was something. Every day there was, I don't know, games or dinners and classes and things like that. We started slow, but this all just started, and it was like innovative at that point. And so I think that's what made people. That's why there's like, I don't know. I think we created around 10 couples that got married that met in the hostel. There's at least 5 people in the world that I know that have the tattoo of the place. And they really like. We focused on creating friends, on making people come together, and I don't know. I'm the weird guy who will tell you, hey, what's up? This is David over there.
Bringing people together.
Yeah.
When you hear that tattoo going, you know that you've really passed that, cultural level, the vibe.
Right. Definitely.
Alfie McKenzie.
Hello.
From HI Whistler.
Back again.
NAHA board member.
This time with the NAHA board.
Yeah. Thank you for joining our little breakout room. How do you think the conference is going?
The conference is going
Give the fans
swell.
an update.
I wonder if we could have got you guys some chairs.
Well, we're bringing out the inner child. Bringing out the inner
You're
child.
gonna have to put up a picture of this with the podcast.
We should get a nice photo.
Yeah, I think conference is going really well. Everybody seems happy. As I said to you earlier, off the record.
Yeah.
The greatest thing about the podcast is just getting everybody together in general.
Sure.
And I think, especially for people whose first time it is at the conference, you get a massive wave of like togetherness and the fact that we all just do it for the same reasons.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. I think there's a lot more, especially when I came to Portland last year. I didn't expect everyone to be so much on the same page in terms of the reasons that they started and the reasons that they're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You can find the connection. Now, give us a sneak peek into next year's Hostel Conference. For those of you who missed this one, what's happening next year?
Well, all that's official is apparently I am going to be the conference chair for next year. Thank you.
We're in good hands, people.
We'll see. We might be holding out on a sinking ship, but we'll see. It is going to be in Canada.
Joe Gill's joining us.
Joe
Gill,
Gill,
road trip. Hop into the big chair, buddy. Alfie's just giving us a little bit of an update here on next year's conference, but then we'll swing around to you for some deep thoughts too.
Lower yourself into that, baby.
Yeah. Watch your knees. Breathe in. Breathe in.
Listen, gentlemen, I've brought a gift for all of us.
I think the podcast is getting a little bit risque here.
Light it up. Let's see if I can find it. I thought that after a hard day of being at the conference, we could use some of these hydrating face masks.
Oh!
Are we going to end the brand? Are you in on business? Yeah. This is, no, it was on sale at a Walmart. I'm sorry, I said Walmart. Did I say Walmart?
You did. You wanted to see what a Mexican Walmart looked like.
Yeah. So I think
brand
we
it for
should
wow.
just relax here.
Face mask for men, right?
Really kind of get down to it.
How do we make this happen?
No, it's good. People are going to want to come in here and do this.
This is going to make this room even more enticing.
I'm
This
actually
is
quite
showing us
excited.
furniture.
I'm going to let you guide us.
There's some instructions. They're in Spanish, though. and they're written small.
I'm worried.
Oh, I see. You just put it on your face for 15 minutes, you take it off, you're beautiful.
I'm
More
worried-
beautiful.
I'm worried about my chops. I don't know if it will.
Oh, this is no, it's good.
Did
It's
you
good
jizz
for all
in
of
the
us. I'm just gonna lay back.
It's an exfoliator. The Hostel Road Trip podcast is a safety nest. So
Yeah.
do what you need, do what you want.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna drink coffee while I do it.
Yeah, so Joe's throwing out about Alfie. So Canada next year, 2026.
2026, if you can believe. We're going into 2026. Just trying to figure out this.
Oh God! For the listeners out there, Joe Gill is wearing a Hydro Bomb face mask.
It's kind of like a Mexican wrestling mask.
It does have like the Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter from.
Yeah, a little bit of.
Put the lotion in the bucket.
So, Canada next year, we don't know exactly when. We're going to put the pitch out to all of our Canadian friends, see who wants it, see what the members think about where we should be.
Now, were there more Mexican hostels at this one and not as many Canadians?
Yeah, well, we actually have about the same amount of Canadians as last time.
Okay, just
As
about
last
the same
time.
amount. You see how I don't break it? Like I can still do this right
Yeah,
now.
this is
You guys
incredible.
are
But you don't have the face mask on yet.
Yeah, don't I wear a face mask every day?
It's lovely, by the way.
It actually feels really nice.
Yeah, it doesn't look right,
No.
but it feels
Wait till you
lovely.
take it off, and you're gonna look.
I'm going to be thanking you.
You'll be radiating. I'm radiating.
But yeah, that's the idea. So I mean, at this one particularly, we've had so many more Mexican hostels, which is awesome. And I think we've got so many people from the West Coast because we were on the West Coast last year. So it's nice taking it around on a little tour and getting more people involved, and it's easier to them, and they get a chance to really see what NAHA is about. As you say, it's about bringing us all together.
And you got to make sure you get there next year because then it's going to be every 2 years like the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
So we'll actually have javelin will be the next program. We're gonna have curling.
Yeah.
And kind of right.
Hostel beer Olympics, things like this.
Joe? Did you manage to take a sip of that coffee?
No, I couldn't figure it out.
You should check if you get sick if you drank the Hydro Bomb.
I think.
Any of the mask there.
No, it is Hannibal Lecter.
Now my hope
that's the way.
is that you guys will rejoin the other tables outside with those masks on, so it will draw our attention
I'm
into this
trying to
room.
coax some, figure out who I can get to come in here for
Yeah.
Joe's spa. It was going to be Joe and Jimmy's spa, but I realized you didn't want to do it.
No, but
Joe's.
anything goes in this room. That's why we asked for the
Joe's
kids out. But Joe, over to your natural disaster panel, which was fascinating.
What a panel.
I mean, we had it all. Oh, we're sniffing now. Okay. He just took out some nail polish, people. This is the most interesting podcast episode ever.
Sorry, it's not a video.
But the natural disasters. So, how did you feel about that panel?
Well, it was not a disaster.
It wasn't a disaster. I
No,
thought it was
ironically.
very fruitful.
I hope that it was in some ways educational.
Yeah, and I think the insurance is definitely the biggest lesson I came away from on that.
Yeah.
How scary that you could be underinsured and just get nothing. That's fucked. Right? You'd be like, okay, I'll take what I insured myself. No.
They don't. It doesn't work that way.
Because unlike the cartel, when you go out of business, the insurance guy is your worst enemy. Whereas down here they're trying to get you back in business.
Yeah.
So it's the old school insurance.
Right.
These are differences in countries.
Key takeaway. Find your local cartel.
And back the white horse. Now, Joe Gill,
Yes, sir.
this is rumored to be your last conference,
This is
your swan song.
It might be. We'll see.
Selling,
I'd rather not discuss
you
that.
don't want to talk about it on air.
No.
Maybe I think that's a special episode coming up on its own, special edition.
That'll be a special.
A special edition episode. Okay. All right. He doesn't want to let that one out yet.
No.
Okay. It's very exciting.
Yeah. You want to do our toes?
Not really. I think.
Oh my
I think
God.
that one's all you.
He's gonna start. This is what's getting weird.
I thought we were going to an interview. I didn't know we were going to like a spa session.
Yeah.
Has it been 15 minutes yet?
What is
I don't know.
it? Is it supposed to rotate every like
Yeah,
5
rotation.
minutes?
I think they might have just done
They're
it.
already-
No, I meant for our mask.
They just did a rotation. Good job. Don't feel trapped in here, you guys. You know, the door's not locked.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. This isn't what I expected to be doing at the conference, but
No, you know,
I'm sat in a children's chair
you know,
in a children's room. Somewhere in Mexico, looking like Hannibal Lecter, and it feels great.
you know. I thought it was a pretty big deal that we got our own room. You know, I just feel like we gotta get more attention in here. There's Maria.
Well, you take them out. And
I don't want to scare people by looking through the window.
I feel like people would be encouraged to come in if they knew that we had a spa.
Yeah, it's true.
Free spa mask, yeah.
Yeah.
What about, tell us about this year. What's going on? How's business been?
Business has been all right. Actually, our first 3 months are up over 2024 numbers.
Nice.
So we're trending up, which is good.
And what do you do to try to, there's a few new hostels in Asheville, right, over the
Yeah.
last couple of years. What are you doing to try to beat the competition or stand out? Be unique?
And really, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Provide a good product at an affordable price. That's it.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Nice. How about you, Alfie, up in Canada? What's the secrets?
But it's tough in a ski resort. That's what I've been in Whistler for 3 years now. And it's been a lot of lessons in terms of, in order to get more business for us, we have to like focus on our marketing so much. Because we're not just trying to get people to choose our hostel, we're trying to get people to choose Whistler for their vacation, which is a hard sell. You're trying to get them to drive all the way 2 hours to come to Whistler, because a lot of people don't see it as a place that's going to be affordable in the first place. So you have to really focus on excelling different experiences. Maybe skiing isn't for everybody, maybe it's too expensive on the mountain. So you have to like create all of these different things. And so at the moment, that's really what we're on, is being more proactive. Because we've had some bad snow last year, which really affected us. And the lift prices from Vail have really affected us, and it's got quite expensive to come and ski in Whistler, and that puts a lot of people off coming. So really the lesson for us has been trying to be proactive and try and think of next year all the time. And not just be putting out fires in the meantime.
Yeah, we've seen a similar thing in Sayulita, which is known for surfing. You know, we've really leaned on that, and we want to be the place where you stay when you want to come and go surfing.
Yeah.
And we even included surf into our name as, again, that experience. When people, it's something we've noticed over the last year, the word surf hostel now has become its own genre of like a vibe. Because there's so many hostels now. People kind of, the travelers are looking for the hostel that has a fun vibe so they can connect and do stuff. And once you throw that word surf in there, people now know that it's going to be an adventurous, laid-back, fun kind of experience.
Yeah.
So that's helped us tremendously by putting that in there, and then just connecting people, getting people out in the water surfing.
Yeah.
And just being, we're the host that's going to get you surfing, or teach you surfing, or just go on surf trips, and that's helped a lot. Being in a remote town.
I mean, the beautiful thing with that is that you're always going to have the ocean there as well. And it's not like you have to pay a company to go and surf.
Right.
Like, it's not like you need to, like, ding your ticket through a thing to get into the actual ocean. It's always going to be there.
Yeah, lean into the top experiences your town has to offer, and just become, again, people choose the destination before they figure out where they're staying.
I think that really comes down as well to, like, telling a story with your hostel and focusing on your story. I think like everybody does it kind of well in their own little way, but it becomes like the identity of your hostel and why you started and where you. Jimmy, don't be giggling at me.
Joe Neal's giving me sexual.
So we can start a face mask spa hostel.
Yeah.
Spa hostel.
Now, hold on. Now, how about over the Yak? Is it business thus far? Because we've covered Canada, the U.S., now back over to Mexico. Has business thus far been good?
This year, has been going better than last year. But particularly to the place we have similar I wouldn't say problem, but challenges that say you need to first get people down to know the place, come down there. And one of the problems that we had until this year was the way to get there. They were building the train, and all the roads were blocked, and basically it was really hard to get people generally to
I heard on this train though. Tell us a bit about that.
The train is amazing.
I love fucking trains in Mexico. This is great.
The train is amazing. It's really so comfortable. And now they're gonna have more what do you call it? Routes? Not routes. More trains, more times.
There's more rails, more routes, everything was bad.
I mean, more times in the day, because right now it's only one time a day.
Yeah.
And they're also going to have Wi-Fi on their train, so that's really changed all the experience of driving 3 hours down or 4 hours down from Cancun or Playa to all the way to Bacalar, because it's super worth it to go to Bacalar, but some people don't really want to go driving all that, or taking the bus or things like that.
Yeah.
So all of the ways right now to get into Bacalar have opened up. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
A train is a game changer. A good train.
definitely,
Yeah.
and it's super on time, super clean, comfortable. You even have like a snack bar on the train. It's super comfortable.
Yeah. Our trains in the U.S. are horrifying. We at one time had beautiful trains, but we've been regressing for 150 years. So it's been rough. Now, what about the name Yak? How did you come up with that name?
It's just a stupid joke.
Was there cocaine involved?
In the kids' room. In the kids' room.
There's no spin zone.
I won't expand about the name.
Okay,
I'll expand
okay.
about the hostel. Is that all right?
Yeah, and that rope does hold up to 200 pounds. I tried.
This is scary. I mean, like, what do they do here?
Pinata.
Yeah, no, I was questioning the same thing. What's going on in the kids' room? And Joe, yes, you can put on one of those dresses over there. Please feel free. It's okay.
Yeah, so the Yak is cool because it's on the lake, on the Sweetwater Lake.
Oh.
It's super beautiful. It looks like the Caribbean Ocean, but it's Sweetwater, so it's really cool.
Sweetwater, that sounds nice.
Yeah, and you open the window and you see the sunrise right in front of you and on the lake. It's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
And we have one time a week when the hostel changes into this crazy party kind of place where everybody knows that this is the place. We put it right in the middle of the week, Wednesday.
Okay,
It's a
Get
disaster.
through the week.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster there. One time a week, only one time a week. All the other times, it's like a chill place with activities, salsa, pizza nights, going into the lake, activities, sports activities,
Fuck yeah.
things like that.
We have to set up and do a real full episode with you sometime.
All
This is
right.
what we do, Hostel Industry, but we'll set up a full episode and we can record it and you can get it. We can have content from your place. And
Yeah, cool.
it's a lot of fun.
Come
We
down.
do- Well, we do it. Well, we used to hit the road and do it, but not anymore. We do them just remotely. Do them on Zoom or something. Yeah, but it's great to get the word out there for all the hostels. And the quest of hostel road trips was to bring awareness to hostels in the Americas. So it ties in very nicely with NAHA. And you can tell me the truth about the name when I'm down there sometime.
Yeah. We're out here and,
I was hoping you guys wore the capes out of the room so people would be like, what's going on in there?
That looks fun.
Yeah, I want to go in that room. Should come and check out the rope in here.
In Bacalar, do you find, or like in Sayulita, we have a seasonal, big difference. Like in the winter, we have Canadians and Americans. In the summer, it's all Mexican. So it's like a
Come on
destination.
in! Welcome! Welcome! Hostel Road Trip Podcast. Welcome to Jennifer. Christopher.
I saw you guys.
Welcome on in! Welcome on in! Thank you.
I found out about the NAHA conference.
Happy to meet you.
I recruited. Would you like a face mask, Brian?
yes.
Yes, that's very happy.
Alfie, open the circle up. Okay,
Let's open the
Brandon.
circle.
From How's It Hostel joining us. We're live with I know.
Do some introductions.
It's the most interesting Hostel Road Trip Podcast.
Oh, we're
live.
right now. All right, hey, everyone.
We got costumes. We're in the kids' room. We're getting in touch with our inner child. We're talking shop and telling stories about hostels. But Brandon, your first hostel conference. How are you liking it so far?
Oh, I love it. Awesome people, great food, sunshine.
Beautiful.
I thought you were here last year. No?
No.
Denver.
No, yes, I was in Denver.
Oh, I wasn't in
Yeah.
Denver last year. Okay.
Denver.
Yeah.
But I'm a much more big fan of the beach than the snow.
Yeah. Let's change the conference
7
for
days
you.
out of the week.
Yeah. And Brandon's with House of Hostels, which is the hottest hostel chain in Hawaii right now. Soon to be coming onto the mainland. Got some great founders over there, and they're doing some awesome things. So we're excited to have Housing on the NAHA team. Christopher, Jennifer, introduce yourselves. How you doing? Tell us about your hostel.
Oh, I don't have anything yet, but
Well, tell us about your plans. Tell us about your dreams.
I'd like to have a location where it's accessible to New York City and
Okay.
have the beach in the summer, Atlantic City,
Perfect.
and maybe Appalachian Trail
Yeah,
nearby,
Oh,
so
yeah.
hiking, outdoor things.
Yeah.
With some skiing when the weather cooperates.
You want me to do your toenails?
It's going to be small initially,
Yeah.
so that we can manage it.
I don't want to get paint.
Right now, I'm just searching.
So I know.
Properties.
The Hostel Road Trip podcast promotes a safe zone. You know, so you should be yourself.
Smoking circle,
And Julie just joined us here. Welcome to the Table Talk session of Hostel Road Trip podcast.
So I've just been struggling with finding property or location or venue.
Yeah, that's a bad one. We lived on a sailboat for 2 years while we were trying to find a place. Don't give up. Those 2 years were some of the best years of my life. Simpler times.
Thank you. So,
Julie, tell us a bit about yourself. Well, we're live right now, darling. People are listening all over the world.
You want me to keep going or just want to?
Say hello.
Hi.
Well, tell us about your hostel, your action. What's going on?
So I don't have a hostel.
Okay.
Yet. I would love to have.
You're an aspiring hostel owner.
Yes.
Where do you want to have one?
That's the question.
Oh, okay.
I guess somewhere in the tropics.
Somewhere tropical,
Yeah.
somewhere without a lot of rules, right? Something you can, not
Yeah.
a lot of red
Nice
tape.
weather.
Yeah, okay. I really love that. People coming to the hostel conferences that are aspiring hostel owners, or even people that want to become a manager. Over the years, I've seen people find great jobs, great paths, and actually succeed. So I love the ambition, you know, and going after it to do that. So congratulations to you.
There's several people here looking for houses. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. And what we try to do here, so you know what's going on, because I know you walked into a room with a bunch of people sitting around a child-sized desk and child chairs, wearing face masks, putting on toenail polish, maybe sniffing the toenail polish. You know, it's a little bit of a weird scene, but the Hostel Road Trip podcast, Bobby and I started it years ago, and the idea was to bring awareness of hostels in the Americas. So we will do individual interviews with select hostels. They'll tell us about their experience, about their hostel, and it's good content for them. It's great content for us. And we've heard over the years a lot of people that wanted to open up their own hostel use that as a resource of like, where do you go for a book on hostels? There's one and it's like 20 years old. I keep telling Joe he needs to write one. But, you know, resources and what you can find out about. So this has been a cool thing and a cool platform for people to find out about different people's journeys and stories. And hostel owners are an eclectic bunch of people. You know, very interesting, never a bad interview, you know, and so it's a fun thing.
Very unemployable.
Yeah. We're a unique group, but you can find us on iTunes and Amazon Music and YouTube and all that stuff. Hostel Road Trip Podcast. Get on there.
Get on there.
yeah, I saw the YouTube video when you guys interviewed Jim Kennett. This was before the first conference.
Yeah, no, so we've had some gems. I mean, we've got some, I call them hostel Jedis, the people that have been doing it for decades and they can really give you a lot of information. We've done multiple episodes, sometimes more than one with you. We did disaster episodes in COVID with Joe, the Hostel in a Box episode, just giving advice on how to get through it. We actually used to go on the road and like a fucking band on the road and go hostel to hostel, and then people started getting married and having kids, and all of a sudden the wives don't want you to do that anymore.
Thanks, Bobby.
Resume it.
Well, the new generation is coming.
So I haven't been on the road in a few years, but it's okay. I don't miss it.
It's not why you started this whole thing. It's not your passion.
I love Zoom. But yeah, so it's been a fun time. But Christopher, don't be so shy over there. Tell us about your thoughts on the conference so far. What are you feeling?
It's great. I had little expectation. Tried just coming in with an open mind.
That's the way to do it.
It is just awesome. Everybody is super nice, informative. If you got a question, you ask. You get an answer. If they don't have it, they'll be like, "Oh wait, I think they know." And be able to, just the networking here is awesome.
Nice. Well, clearly you had an open mind. You walked into this room, right?
Yeah. When I walked in, I was a little skeptical.
The other tables were full. I had no option.
Right.
Would you like
It's actually less cramped in here. So.
Yeah.
Would you like a face mask?
Yeah.
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, yeah?
They're complimentary if you're on the podcast.
That's true. That's true. You get one. We want everyone to look great.
We also have nail polish.
Bolster that, okay? Now, for the aspiring hostelers, would you consider working for another hostel, or would you still just want to open your own?
I think it would
I have
probably
a
be
full-time job,
beneficial.
and I don't want to
What do you
be
do?
operator,
Okay.
engineer.
You're an engineer. So you're wicked fucking smart. Yeah. Let's break it out to this girl's story.
Yeah.
So you all fucking know. Well, Joe, give us a little bit of insight into that. You are a hostel owner
Yes.
and a hostel legend.
Yeah.
First hostel opened in North Carolina. One time had 4?
3.
3. And you also carried a full-time job while doing that.
Yes.
Also wicked fucking smart. So tell us about that experience. And you have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
She hasn't left you. Give us that.
There's still time.
Yeah.
No, when I started the first hostel, that was my job, 60 to 90 hours a week. And let's see, that was 2005. By 2010, I realized I needed health care and a 401k.
Yeah.
And maybe something that paid a little bit more money than running one hostel.
Real life.
Into the ground. Yeah. So I went back to grad school. It was actually during the Great Recession. And truth be told, I took my student loan and I paid the mortgage with it.
There you go, Sally baby.
Yeah. Because it was the Great Recession and things were tough. But during that time, I also did go to class and I did get a degree. And then I did come out and get a job. It's like, it was, what do I want to say? Then I still, I guess, worked 80 hours a week.
Yeah, with health insurance now.
But I split it between, my day job as an efficiency engineer and running the hostel. And then opened 2 additional hostels because I had enough cash coming in that I was like, oh, cool, now I've actually got money to fix the hostel the way I want it and to expand into other hostels. I've got that cash flow now. So that was helpful. But just like Bobby, I got married, I had kids, and having 3 hostels was not tenable by myself.
Yeah.
So I had to give one up and transfer the other one to just an Airbnb rental. And that's it. Yeah,
But your journey and path, though, it shows that it can be done. You can have the other gig and work it.
Right.
You can have that both system going on.
Yeah.
I still have my acting career. It's not really going good right now, but I still consider myself an actor. It's pilot season coming up.
Yeah.
You'll pursue it for a couple months.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
See where it goes.
Now, how about you? Would you work for another hostel, or do you really just want to open up your own? You just want to go all in. Have you ever managed one before?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right, yeah. Don't go in blind. Have you managed one before?
No.
So, okay. Maybe even try doing that for like a couple of months. There's a lot of hostel owners that would be receptive to that, just to get you to try it out. Get your experience in, work out the kinks. It can spark creative ideas, and you could let someone take a vacation while you're doing it, you know?
Last year I was trying to get a hold of the hospital in New York City. I have to make it happen. I'll have to keep asking.
Yeah, you let us know. All right. Well, we're doing a table change again. Thank you so much for being on the Hostel Road Trip podcast, most interesting episode ever. Thank you. And tell your friends out there to come visit us in the kids' room. Free face masks. Yeah. Don't you feel so big when you get out of the chair now?
Yeah.
Get out there!
Joe and I had this grand idea that we were going to come hide in here, do face masks, get stoned, and paint our nails while everyone's doing the masks. I walked in, I was like, oh shit! I was like, Joe recruited a lot of people to this nail party.
Jimmy's live in an episode. Dave Cook from Barn Door Hostel. Welcome to the kids' room, baby. We are live.
You guys just had a gang in here. 15 people just walked out. Oh,
yeah.
I'm going to choose the
Hey,
yellow chair.
Ryan Monterey Hostel. One of our favorite California hostel owners. Yes. Yeah.
It smells like finger paint in here.
We were blowing some finger paint. It's all on. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
That was first. There was also people wearing face masks.
Oh.
But Hostel Road Trip podcast room is cleared out. We have a new session starting. Dave Cook from Barn Door Hostel. Alfie McKenzie from HI. He can't get enough. He wants to keep on huffing nail polish.
It's the last table change.
Oh, last table change.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Glad I
All
snuck in.
right. Well, yeah, we have a more intimate session. So, Dave, tell us what's going on at the Barn Door Hostel.
Oh man, Barn Door Hostel. We've got Outdoor Fest coming up. That's our flagship festival. Happens every Memorial Day weekend. It's a celebration of activities that you can do in White Mountain National Forest. Barn Door Hostel being in a rock climbing town, we have a little skew towards the climbing community, but we like to also lean into all the other outdoor adventures that you can have in White Mountain National Forest. So,
Yes.
yeah.
We were talking about in more remote places how you really have to lean into the experience because people are looking for the experience first before they decide they're going to stay at a hostel. So
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you market that to try to get the awareness out, or do you focus on that? Like this is the rock climbing place, or
We do, and it ebbs and flows, right? So in climbing season, we'll kind of push more of the experience of, hey, come join all of your climber friends, and this is where you're going to go and find a climbing partner or experience a new route or something like that. And then in other seasons or other things, we lean into other aspects, so like a ski and stay package or something like that. But yeah, the overall essence is what we try to push. It's kind of difficult sometimes, but.
Yeah, I know a lot, and we've made this mistake. You go to a remote place, and sometimes you think, if I build it, they will come, kind of mentality. And it didn't work for us, and we kind of, didn't realize that, it's better to go to a place where there's already backpackers and just make a better experience. But now we've learned, for some of those remote places, really look at why do people come to this place, and then maybe even include that sport or that theme into your name of your hostel, so people know this is where the people looking for that experience, which is big in the town, this is where you go stay. And these people, the host of this hostel, will connect you with that experience very easily.
Yeah,
100%. Helps a lot, as I was mentioning. Surfing in Sailita, we added surf in our name, and we saw the occupancy just climb right up.
Yep. Small tweaks.
Yeah.
I want to touch on the rock climbing thing.
Hit me.
Because this is a really cool thing. When you catch a trend, rock climbing in the past 10 years has blown up.
Yep.
I mean, if you would have said that 10, 15 years ago, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Were you in trouble?
It's an Olympic sport.
Yeah, yes.
A climbing film won an Oscar.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is a huge, and it's a great workout.
Yep.
And that's one of the big reasons it became popular. It is a full body workout.
Yep.
And you can really ride a trend like that in your place before rock climbing. would have been a lot harder, I'm sure, to draw in attention.
Yeah.
So you can ride those waves of like, who would think that rock climbing would make a hostel blow up? But you work those two things out, build it into your identity.
Exactly. I mean, I did years of market research of seeing who's going up to Rumney, the town we're in, who's going just to White Mountain National Forest in general, which covers like 2 or 3 different counties in our state and extends over to Maine. And yeah, so looking at that and knowing that it was on an upward trend really helped us solidify the idea that, yeah, this is the right place, this is the right time, we are going to do this.
And you were ahead of the curve on that.
A tad.
Yeah, because
I was paddling the wave.
Dave, for you listeners that don't know out there, Dave was from the ITH family out in California, and we let him put a rock wall into one of our hostels, and I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, eggs and things like that, but he was on it. You know, it blew up, and it came to be like a really an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
So that's just something of like knowing those trends and then working them into your operation. You can really make it sizzle.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but also like if you can do it, if you can build the experience physically actually into the hostel, that is a game changer. Like HI Banff back in the day, they don't have it anymore because of the old health and safety and all that kind of thing. But two like absolute legends that ran that place for a really long time. They built a fucking ice wall in the back of the hostel. You could like ice pick climbing.
Yep.
Like right there in the back of the hostel.
We saw
legendary.
We saw a big increase when we put a climbing wall on our property.
Yeah.
So and there's real world-class rock right down the road. We're 2 miles away.
Yeah.
But people are still excited to come and climb on wood and plastic.
No.
So yeah, you're absolutely
One
right.
thing is obviously where I work, we're in a ski resort. I've been thinking recently, because I didn't know this was a thing. I can't remember what it's called now. It's like a Bosu wall or something. And it's for practicing your balance on a snowboard.
Really?
So it's like basically half of a yoga board.
Oh yeah.
And so you can kind of actually teach people how to like balance on toe side and heel side with that wall. If we had like sessions in the meeting room or whatever with like people who are like completely fresh to snowboarding, especially because it's so expensive to go up for a day. It kind of sucks if you go up for a day and you're just on the bunny hill learning. It costs you $350 to do it. So if we can give people that little taste first of all and help them like just strap into the board, practice their balance a little bit, maybe have a few drinks and make it funny as well.
Yeah, similar to an Indo board. I think
that's what I'm thinking about.
You guys had the Indo board back in the day. We have one now.
Yeah, no, that makes it. But what you guys are triggering on me is, I think, a cool trend for aspiring hostel owners out there. Try to build something of your vibe around more of the wellness element of like something constructive, something that's good for you, because the party will be there. You know, people are going to always have drinks, have fun. Whereas I find hostels that try to build their whole theme around the party, you get sloppy, you know, and it's not appealing to everyone. Whereas if you go more so for like yoga or surfing or rock climbing or ice picking, all these different things, you draw in that more positive crowd with positive energy that have objectives, you know, and trying to do something, and you avoid that vibe inside the hostel where now you're just got a bunch of drunks. You know, hanging around that are scaring away at people.
Yeah, the more activities you have, the more you have people who actually have to be up in the morning.
So you can clean the place.
So you actually got time to clean the place.
I always think that is such a red flag when you're like, why are you here talking to me at reception for 5-6 hours straight? Like, we should be outside exploring the town, having fun, going snowboarding, going surfing. And those are the people that I like to call the old DNE, do not extend. Yes. Because that's your job out there, hostel managers, to protect the rest of them.
Yeah.
From the bad cats.
Oh no, we're full again.
Yeah.
Again? We're full like 4 days now. There's nobody here. That room looks pretty empty. Wow.
Big group coming in. That's what we always say.
Do you have any problems with that? Because you're a remote place.
We do, yeah.
Do you get like the drifter, tweakhead, homeless person? You still do it?
Yep. Yeah. It's mostly folks that live in their cars or we get a lot of people that use the cover of traveling nurse, even though it's very clear that they are not traveling nurse. I'd like to book for 5-6 weeks. Like, first off, no, it's 2-week max. Yeah. Second of all, let's start with one night, see how it goes.
Go slow here.
Just to explain all the needles in the van, or what?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's a good excuse for them to try and pull the wool over somebody's eyes. Say, like, I want to stay here for longer.
They catch on to it, and you have to be, crafty with that. They try to take advantage of our good-hearted hospitality. We had the Malibu fires in California, which were devastating, wiped out entire neighborhoods, beautiful homes, and you had these people that live in multi-million dollars that had nowhere to go, and all the hotels were sold out. So we're putting up legitimate families, and we're like, I got nowhere to stay. And then, of course, they catch on to it, and now you got this homeless guy who's like, yeah, my mansion just burned down. Wow, you got rode hard and put away wet before that. You're looking rough. So you got to be careful with that, and never be afraid to be too stern, because they can clear out a whole room. It's so true.
And people become that as well, I find. Like, some of the nicest guests you'll ever have after like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a human nature thing. It's like, well, this is my place now.
Yeah.
And they'll tell other guests like how it is as they come in.
There's such a fine line, because you want your hostel to feel like home to everybody. And then once that one person or those two people truly connect and make it feel like their own home, then it's no longer anybody else's home. It's their home.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a whole fascinating topic in itself. They can become so selfish, but you're right, David. Like, it's an affirmation that we're doing a good job, because they want to stay and make it their home.
Yeah.
So we have nailed it. We've made this safe space. We've made this comfy space. But they don't know it at the time. They would never believe it, but they're going to become the antithesis to what we're trying to do as they cross that 2-week marker and go into 3 and 1. And now the whole business model is going to be revolving around their personal needs and baggage, and it's just a fucking disaster.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You did a great job, Dave, with the community and having community events. Do you, I guess, for the nice people in the community, do you offer like memberships or anything like that? I'm hearing some more hotels are providing memberships for the locals to come in and enjoy the facility as a place to gather. But have you gotten into like memberships, or how do you make it great for the local community to come in and feel welcome?
We don't do memberships. I think if our infrastructure was different, like if we had city water and city sewer and things of that nature, that would make more sense for us. But because of our logistics, we don't do that. But we still do lean into the community. We do like our outdoor fest and other festivals. We've done music festivals in the past. We do like arts days, dog days. And all of these things are free for anybody in the county, which is like a good chunk of the state.
What have you learned is the secret to put on a good event?
A smile, quite honestly. Really. Yeah, because as we all know, like, people don't know what a hostel is, or just like put off by the idea of a hostel or whatever. And so for you to be, the host with the most, and kind of letting them have what they need and having a good experience will hopefully change their mind for the future. And,
Do you find that those events give your local community exposure to what a hostel is?
100%, yeah. Yep. So when we first moved in, we got pushback from the town, from the like legislature, from locals, et cetera, and yeah. Nice. Breathe it in. Yep.
It's the mailbox.
Yeah. But yeah, so the more folks that come in, the more they're interested in what else we do, and what we're a destination, right? We're not like we're not a city where people are just coming and going all the time. People are specifically coming to this town to rock climb, to hike, to whatever, and the locals kind of don't like climbers and don't like, it's the, I don't even know, it's just a butt head situation. So to encourage the locals to come and to see that, these climbers aren't dirtbags. I mean, they are, but they're also doctors and lawyers, and they're MIT graduates and things of that nature. So all these events are giving exposure to those locals, to our different communities.
All right, we're wrapping up the most interesting Hostel Road Trip podcast episode ever, NAHA 2025. Stay with us next time.